Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here for today's regular County Council Athabasca County meeting this morning, Thursday, September 25th. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 9:30 a.m. and we will start with the land acknowledgement. We acknowledge Athabasca County is located on First Nations Treaty 6 and Treaty 8 traditional territory. We respect and honor all First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples' connection to these lands, their history, language, and culture. We will start with the approval of the agenda, and I understand there may be a few additions with council's blessing. We are looking at an item for enclosed advice from officials, and we're proposing to look at that as a 6.1 and moving the current 6.1 to 6.2. We also have a second item that was forwarded to council as well. An emergent item would be considered enclosed as well, and it would be intergovernmental 12.2 if council is willing, and that would be for a meeting. Do we have any other additions or deletions?
Can you repeat the first one you did?
Sure. The first one would be an enclosed item, advice from officials. It would be placed as 6.1. The current 6.1 would move to 6.2. Pardon?
Why 6?
The current one is listed here as 6.1. So the item that we're asking to add would need to be discussed prior to 6.2. But prior to the current 6.1 that we would like to move to 6.2.
I'll move to approve the agenda as amended.
Okay, thank you. Is that okay, Councillor Wallach? Okay. Anybody else? Please go ahead.
7.1.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that one. Yeah, for sure.
You can add 7.1.
Yeah, we'll definitely get there. I'll mark it now. But there's no other further additions, deletions, or changes? Okay. We will then move to go around the table for council to discuss which items they would wish to discuss. We will start with what I know of, 2.1, 5.1, 6.1, which is new as the addition if was approved, 6.2, 7.1, 8.2, 12.1, and 12.2 if approved. Are there any other further items? Go ahead, please, Councillor Hall.
I think maybe between Councillor Mintz and I, an update for council on the meeting yesterday. I'm just looking for what letter under 10 that is. 10.1.
10.1 W.
So,
Okay.
are you okay with between us?
All right, go ahead, please, Councillor Chamzik. 8.1 A. Anyone else? Okay, I'm going to run through those again. I'll go, please, Councillor Wall.
10.1B.
10.1 B as in Bob. Okay. I think that's everybody for now. All right, so I'm just going to run through those ones again. 2.1, 5.1, 6.1 if approved, moving the current 6.1 to 6.2, 7.1, 8.1 A, 8.2, 10.1 B, 10.1 W, 12.1, and 12.2 if approved. Councillor Chamzik, or no, pardon me, Councillor Anderson has put a motion on the floor to approve the agenda as amended and discussed. Yeah. All right. If we're ready for that, all those in favor? And I see no opposed. We're 8-0. Thank you. I also forgot to mention that Councillor Kaptanik will be joining us here later this morning. We can move forward to 5.1, which is on page 10 of your agenda package. If I can find it. There it is. Alrighty, so we were given an email a little while ago, and this was to discuss having a meeting at the RMA with the Eastern Alberta District Senior Leadership, and it was to discuss the Provincial Policing Service Agreement, as well as the police funding model, and any of the other topics of importance to Athabasca County. So this is put to the floor for us to discuss and provide administration with direction. So I'll turn it over to the floor. Does anybody have any? Pretty quiet bunch. So would we like to put a motion forward that council would like to consider this meeting at the RMA for the new council to come forward? Please go ahead, Council Hall.
I'd move that Athabasca County pass on the meeting this time. With the reason that I think, these folks are quite busy. We've all been at RMA. We see the lineups coming and going. And I think we need to show them the respect of not wasting their time when we haven't over the last year had a lot of discussions around hot burning issues that we've taken positions on. And given that we haven't had those discussions, I just think it's considered and respectful of those folks to pass this time. And if we have things that are items that we discuss as a group on a regular basis that really do rise to the concern of needing to talk to them, then that's the appropriate time to have a meeting. But a meeting for the sake of seeing how many bars and stripes are on their shoulders doesn't seem to make sense to me.
Okay. Is there any discussion? Go ahead, please, Councillor Deputy Mins.
I guess I'm just wondering if any counselors have anything to discuss regarding meeting with the RCMP. Instead of just throwing it away, we can actually find out if somebody wants to discuss something with them or even having a quick meet and greet just to present Athabasca County and talk highly of, which we always do, talk highly about our staff sergeants and all that. But I would be up for a meeting.
Okay.
There's a couple of things I would like to actually discuss with them. One being the possibly the incentive or initiative of the Protect DNA, just to actually have a quick conversation with their administration and that, and I think that would be valuable. So I'd be for going in and having a meeting.
Thank you. Go ahead, please, Councillor Anderson.
The email that we had received that was included in our committee of the whole agenda said that the Village of Boyle had responded that they'd like a meeting to discuss staffing and high incidents of theft. I'm just wondering, are they requesting a meeting during RMA or Alberta Munis? And would there be benefit to the county sending a representative to their meeting if they're having one to show support on a more regional basis instead of us just scheduling a separate meeting?
Okay, thank you. I think if I just may weigh in here as well, when we're looking at a situation of a new council coming forward for a new term, I think it's important to provide the opportunities and plan for those opportunities that they may wish to take on. And it can always be easily adjusted and rescheduled or canceled if the new council chooses to go that direction. So I would be voting against the motion at this time, as I am also in support of planning these meetings and putting our representatives that we have at the new table in a position for success. So that's where I'm at there. Is there anybody else? Okay, and so I'm sorry, I didn't write down your motion, Councillor Hall. Do you remember?
Basically to decline the opportunity for a meeting at this time.
Okay, to decline. All right,
However, Ms. Blair has recorded it is fine for me. And
I'm sorry.
however Ms. Blair has recorded it, I think will be adequate.
Did you get it, Miss Blair? Would you mind reading it back, what you've put down, please?
Moved by Councillor Hall that Athabasca County decline the meeting at this time.
Okay, thank you very much. So are we ready? Go ahead, please.
I'd provide the final word if everybody else is done.
Yeah, you can go ahead and speak. Please go ahead. I think everybody has their hands down, so.
Mostly just to provide the additional thought that if there are things that as a council we want to discuss, they should be things that are council's issues. It's not about our individual stuff. And if we have those items, they should properly come here as a discussion item through an RFD first, where we take a position and then go forward. And, you know, the reminder is that we have not done that. We don't have council positions. And I think it's important that, you know, we talk about the next group of folks coming in. I think we need time to make sure that they have the opportunity to establish their own points of view. And we don't send people in there coming off the script of the county's actual message. So anyway.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, please, Deputy Benz.
We did have a discussion regarding what I had mentioned there, Protect DNA, and we actually had a motion in the committee of the whole that should be coming to council here anytime soon regarding Protect DNA of the initiative and that. And I think moving that forward to the and that's an initiative not by one person, that's an initiative by council to move this forward due to the fact that that it's very, everybody's being very receptive to it. So I think we could put ourselves maybe on the map a little bit by on the forefront by actually moving this forward, but having a discussion with the RCMP has actually been discussed in this council chambers already. And I think if we're going off the script.
Thank you. I think we're ready for the motion, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so all those in favor to decline the meeting? 1, 2, 3, and those opposed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and 3. That has been defeated. Would you like to go ahead, please, Councillor Mintz?
I'd like to recommend that we ask administration to try to set up a meeting at the RMA in November with the RCMP, if all possible.
Thank you. Is there any discussion?
Could we clarify what specific issues we're going with?
I think I said it here, to discuss how our services are going through the RCMP with Athabasca County, how things are moving forward very well. And the great meetings that we have with our staff sergeants and that, and also to discuss a little bit on the Protect DNA initiative. I think putting that out to the commander of the RCMP in our district, our region, is a great way of moving forward. That's what I think. So, and if anybody else has anything else you want to discuss, let's throw it out there, please.
Please go ahead, Mr. Gerlach.
I think it was also reported at that meeting that they stopped an individual doing 128 kilometers an hour in a school zone. And they gave him a ticket and then sent him on his merry way. And I mean, if you're inebriated and you're stopped, you don't get back in your vehicle and take off again. And there needs to be some regulation. They should not be turning somebody loose who's offended the law to that extent. And I think that needs to be discussed. That person their vehicle should be taken off the road, impounded immediately. And it blows my mind that doesn't happen. They just turn them loose.
So for legislation as well. And I also believe, as they mentioned in their email, they do have topics that they would like to discuss. And as I had mentioned earlier, there's going to be possibly new faces at this table. We know for sure of one new face that we will have at our table. And so, you know, these opportunities are valuable in my opinion. We did have an opportunity to meet with the RCMP when they were here in Athabasca at the town chambers. It's extremely informative, and any new counselor coming aboard to have that information, I think, is extremely valuable. And then, of course, there is time between when the new term begins and when the RMA begins to establish any further ideas or opinions that they would like to have for that meeting. And do we have anyone else that would like to? Thank you. I also believe too, the Protect DNA initiative is an important one. I've been asked about it several times, just going through and having that conversation with people who are concerned of theft and looking for ways to help combat that. So I think that's a great idea as well. Then thank you, Deputy Reedmans, for mentioning it. But if we're ready for the question, all those in favor of having that meeting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and opposed? 2. That is carried. Thank you. All right, so I believe we're looking for a motion to go in closed. Councillor Chamzik would like to put the motion forward that we go into closed. All those in favor? And I see no opposed. That's 8-0. We're ready to go? Alrighty, welcome back, everyone. We are currently at 6.2 of our agenda. Just before we begin, being that we had a public hearing as per section 184 of the MGA, counselors who were absent from that public hearing must abstain from voting on this particular bylaw. And a counselor who was absent for part of the public hearing can also choose to abstain. Therefore, we have Counselor Gerlach who will be abstaining. We have Counselor Wallach who will be abstaining, as well as Counselor Kapitanic will also abstain. And of course, this is where we're at with the bylaw 015-2025 Skeleton Lake Estates Area Structure Plan and bylaw 016-2025 Land Use Amendment of part of Northwest 136519 west of the 4th. Is there a motion? Go ahead, Counselor Anderson.
Move to table bylaw 015-2025 and bylaw 016-2025.
Okay, thank you. Did everyone catch that particular tabling motion? There is no discussion. So we will go to the vote. All those in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I see no opposed. So that's 6-0. Thank you. The next item we have for discussion is 7.1, the financial variance report. It's on page 222, starts on page 222 of your agenda package. Who would like to begin? I believe you asked for this to be on, Councillor Hall.
I have a number of questions that I think might better just to go back and forth with asking, but the first one is just really through the chair. Is there no did I miss a summary statement that kind of consolidates all the various, like these are various departmental budgets, but is there a summary that consolidates it all into a single page so we can get an idea of the consolidated picture of the organization? Like a consolidated statement that we can see every department line by, not every line, but every.
No, Yuri, actually, we just discussed that before I came, that there is no summary of the major changes or increases or decreases. But that will be implemented during next variance report.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, this is probably one of the last ones that this council will see. We'll try to get something out to you that summarizes on the one page, all accounts together. And we'll do it and send it out by email.
Awesome. Thank you.
And the reason is, of course, some of them are over budget and some of them are under budget and some of it relates to inter-account transfers and really I don't feel the council should have to build that sheet. With the specifically on page 226 and line 22230 assessor fees, do we have a sense whether this item whether these expenses will grow based on the number of tax assessment appeals that are outstanding? Do we get charged extra for that?
I'm happy to comment. I think we budgeted for a larger amount of appeals than we have at present. So I believe that we should have adequate budget and surplus budget unless something goes wrong. But we have, I can't recall 23 or 24 appeals, and I believe we budgeted for more.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. The costing center on page 232 is significantly under budget for the year to date. We're at about 12% of the budgeted spend. Can we just have an understanding of why this is so far below budget, given the time of the year and the season?
Yes, you Councillor Hall. There will be a transfer of salaries from common services over to the cemetery, which will increase that budget.
And then when I was reviewing cost center 3340, which is the community transportation on page 236, this one is significantly under budget. And so I just wondered if we could have a bit of an explanation for why that's $209,000 under its current budget, and whether or not we've got capital items, capital cash included in the revenue stream, or if there's some other explanation that I'm just not seeing.
Yuri, we will look into that bit more detail and get back to council. Thank you.
And because there are obviously transfers to reserves, but it's $30,000, and that doesn't account for the other 200,000. And I had only, I think, two more, but my worry with that is this really misrepresents the situation when we're $200,000 different. And then when the emergency management and Highway 63, we're about 2/3 of the way through the year and at 95% of budget. Does administration have a plan or advice? Are we on track in assuming nonlinear spending for this to stay within budget by year end? That's on page 240 of the agenda. One more question.
Yuri, I guess a couple points there. We are still expecting a grant under 1840. And I guess the second thing would be for emergency management. I mean, we budget, but if there is something unexpected, that we didn't budget for, it could increase a little bit more. But I guess the main thing is there that we are expecting the grant to come in under the revenue line on, which will change this number.
And so I don't know where the rest of council is, but my personal expectation is when we hit near the top of the budget that we need to be bringing back amendments to the budget to start funding things that go past that. The last two questions again relate to significant changes. The fire protection budget on page 247, 248, we're $2.6 million under. And just again, given the time in the year, I'm just looking to have confidence in what we're seeing in terms of the performance of the organization.
Reed, we're still waiting on all the expenses to come in for the fire that happened on 831 there south of Highway 63, the boil fire. Thank you.
Which would not have been in the budget, just for reference. We didn't foresee that and budget for that last December, but the last question, which is the last one, same page 256. The season is winding down on construction. This is our road construction and maintenance, and we're again $6.2 million under budget. Are we at the end of August? Are we really that far under budget? This is page 256. Sorry if I didn't say that.
Reed, one item that will be adjustment at the year end will be our depreciation, which will be adjusted in there. Budget at just over 3 million, so that will increase that significantly.
Yeah, I think the theme is really we need a way to have a better sense of, are we on track? Or are we not on track? Are we keeping up? Are we and even depreciation, I'm not sure. It seems to me with transfers to common services and shifting back and forth, it's sort of inadequate to really be able to have a good grasp of how we're performing when some items, wages are parked in category 1 and others are parked in category 2. And it's been a long process of trying to get that fixed. And I know the admin team is working their way through it. And even things like depreciation are tricky because we all know they come, but also because they're not, we just do them in lump sums once a year. It doesn't create the clarity along the way that we could do. And you know, I tend to believe in an era where everything's electronic and on computers, it surely couldn't be that challenging to do on a quarterly basis, make adjustments for depreciation, just so that we more fairly represent what's actually going on. Because I mean, today, if someone asked me, how you doing? Are you gonna have a surplus? Are you gonna not? And without going through 100 pages and trying to add up all the pluses and minuses on the bottom, no idea where we're at.
Yeah.
And not to a fault.
Madam
because
Chair,
that's just-
you're preaching to the choir here because I
I thought you were.
voice this all the time. I hate seeing depreciation in any of our statements. It serves no value unless you add it back in. And even transfer to reserve is just, we do that at year end. So to have it show up in your monthly report that we haven't done it yet. So it distorts some of the budgets. Well, the fire one is distorted by $720,000. That really it's a fictional item. It doesn't tell you where you are with how we're doing with the department and where we are with our budget. Those two are just financial exercises, but they don't help you with the health of the organization, I think. So we've got some reporting things we can improve.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Counselor Anderson.
Thank you. On page 260, under water services, it looks like our sale of water is only about half of what we were estimating for the year. Just wondering if there's something that's impacted our sale of water. I thought with the drier summer we had, maybe our sales would be up, but it looks like they're not. So just kind of wondering what, because of course, the more water we sell, it does impact our budget. So.
Well, I'm happy to comment. I don't know about true volumes, Madam Chair, but part of the way the budget was established before the new rates were adopted. And so we reduced the rates part of the way through the year. So we would not meet what we had budgeted, I believe.
$3.
Yeah, it's $3 per cube lower, basically. So we can bring back true volumes and see where we're at. I'm kind of agree with you. I don't see the usage being down this year, but actually we won't know till the end of the year.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any questions? No question. Sorry, turn that microphone off. No questions I see. So do we need a motion? Go ahead, please.
Just to receive this information.
Thank you very much. Counselor Hall would like to receive the financial variance report as information. We're ready for the question. All those in favor? And I see no opposed. That's 9-0. Thank you. And we are now moving, thank you. We're now moving on to, I believe, Miss Counselor Chamzik, 81.A, which is on page 256 of your agenda package, and this is our community event calendars.
On October 10th, all things pending, is the
Thank you.
Grassland Turkey Trot. If things change, it'll be held later on in the year. And then on November 22nd would be the Grassland Gala. And that's all.
November 22nd, I'm sorry, can you repeat?
Grassland Gala.
Grassland Gala. And I apologize, thank you for the correction. I said 256, it's 265 is the page in your agenda. Grassland. All right. Does anybody else have any other events they'd like to add? Yep. Counselor Chamzik is looking.
There is actually November 8th, also a crib tournament at the Atmore Community Center.
Crib tournament do you have a time?
Doors open at 9 a.m. Games start at 10.
10 a.m. Thank you. And the Grassland Gala is an evening event starting.
Correct. Details are still being worked out.
Perfect. All right. Anybody else? Okay, I don't see. All right. So if we may have a motion, Counselor Chamzik would like to receive the October and November community event calendars as amended. All those in favor? And I see no opposed. So it's 9-0. Thank you. And then we have the next item up is meeting calendars, 8.2, page 269 of your agenda package. Go ahead, please, Counselor Chanzik.
October 7th, celebrating Rural Women's Conference. November 7th, a Northern Lights Executive Meeting. November 10th should be the FCSS meeting. And then through the 26th and the 28th would be the FCSS AA conference.
26th through the 28th.
Correct.
Okay. FCSS conference, thank you. Does anybody else have any additions here? Go ahead, please, Counselor Anderson.
November 24th will be the next ARMS meeting.
Okay, and I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the fans.
Sorry, November 24th will be the next ARMS meeting at the multiplex.
Okay, ARMS meeting. Alrighty. I also have a couple of additions, just a quick mention, September 29th, there will be an Athabasca Land Trail Steering Committee Monook area planning update with the landowners, at 1 p.m. It's a virtual meeting. September 30th, I believe that's there. October 2nd, there is an Athabasca, Landing Trail Steering Committee, Minook Area Planning Update for landowners again on virtual meeting at 1 to 2. October 3rd, Community Transportation Meeting at 10 a.m. And I'm not sure if in the November calendar, being that we will have an organizational meeting coming up, if we might want to remove the initials next to the different committees in November until we have an organizational meeting is called and the committees are decided upon. That's fair. Does anybody else have any? Go ahead, please, Counselor Mint.
November 5th, there's an Alice meeting. Up here, I can't remember where it's at. And then November 26th, there's a Athabasca Watershed Council meeting in Spruce Grove. That starts at 9 a.m.
All right. Okay, go ahead, please, Counselor Kapchak.
I'm sure that everyone received the same information, but if we no longer have a member on the Community Futures Committee as of June, we can take off the Christmas dinner.
Oh, do we have notice?
No.
Okay, I'll have a look at the email. Okay,
But I just read that.
okay. All right. Then is that? We're good? All right, do we have a motion here to accept the calendars as amended?
I'm just.
We have one more, okay?
I'm just looking at here on November 20th. We're probably gonna still be at RMA, but we have a regional collaboration committee meeting. To Reeve.
Yes,
Oh.
so there will be other members there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Absolutely.
okay,
Yeah,
yep, no, good,
okay. All right, motion,
yeah, sure.
okay, to receive the October and November meeting calendars as amended. All those in favor? And I see no opposed. Thank you. 9-0. Okay. All right, we are moving to reports. I believe that is 10.1B Alberta Hub, Councillor Wallet.
Thank you. I had a meeting last Friday with Alberta Hub and some of the changes that are coming down from the provincial government with funding, they are not guaranteed funding in the next couple of years. So things could be changing on that. The purpose of the group, currently because they're being funded by the government, they can't lobby the government for anything. It's more of an information group and regional stuff. So changes may be coming. They've also worked on a drone project in the last year, which is called the Skyways Project. So they're looking to fly drones out of line of sight, and the federal government is now changing the regulations on that coming soon. So they did I believe they did a test run last night from Andrew to Vegreville for their first flight on these airways paths. So It's gonna be really cool to see what happens. So this can affect healthcare, this can for, pipeline checking, farming, all of the things. So it's the only place in Canada right now doing this testing, so it's a pretty cool project. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
Thank you. That's awesome. Is there where we can follow up with what's happening with the project? Is that through, they will send updates or?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a cool project. All right, is there, next item up is 10.1W, the Island Lake Waterline Advisory Committee. I believe Deputy Reedmans or Councillor Hall.
So we had, there was an update meeting the other, on what, Wednesday? And the summary of it that we, my colleague can supplement is the progress is slow but significant. They should have some geotech quotes by the end of tomorrow. The big material things that I think would matter to council, the Whispering Hills site has been generally okay with Alberta Transportation. They're still doing the research on the environmental piece to make sure that it's okay to site exactly where they want, but they do have a bit of latitude in terms of its distance from the highway for it to wiggle around a little bit to make that work. The alignment and the costing are still right near the budgeted amount. They are roughly on schedule, but what I think is important to know is that in July, Alberta Environment issued some new directives that relate to pipelines. This is a water pipeline, not an oil pipeline, but it still is impacted. And so there's a few added requirements that may or may not impact the progress. One of them is club route testing along the alignment, which seems pretty reasonable. But the other one is what sounds like a little bit of new red tape from the government. I'm not sure if Minister Daly is aware of this or not, but related to the detailed design drawings and needing approval on that. So there's still work to be done by the consultant on figuring out exactly what level of detail is required in order to determine the speed and timing of this additional level of approval from the government. So there may be opportunity and need for council to engage with the minister and her office and or engage some third-party resources to help with that, but none of that is necessary at the moment. It's something we want to be aware of and keep on track so that this doesn't derail the speed. And that's the big stuff. Project is going almost according to plan.
Yeah, and just to add in there, I heard yesterday that the landman's going out and getting agreements and everything, and that's moving forward, so that's good to hear. And everybody's still in the booster station area has been picked and that's going through the environmental reviews and that. So environmentally, the study is happening and is going to be ongoing through the fall here, which is great news to hear that things are moving forward.
Awesome. Thank you. All righty, appreciate that. And I think we are through with our reports, so we won't need a motion for that. But we will be moving forward on our agenda to go into close for our closed session. Do we have a motion? Councillor Cromwell would like to move that council goes into closed session. All those in favor? And I see no opposed, 9-0. Thank you. Good to go. Thank you. We've just come out of closed and we have two motions to make on 12.1. Counselor Chamzik would like council to authorize the CAO and Reeve to enter into an agreement regarding multiplex funding. All those in favor? And opposed? 7 and 2, I believe, 7 and 2. All righty. The other item, 12.2, Deputy Reeve Mins would like for council to direct administration to request a meeting for council at the RMA, November RMA with transportation and economic corridors. All those in favor? And I see no opposed. Awesome, 9 and 0. And just before we adjourn, I just wanted to, I should have said this at the beginning, but congratulations to our counselors here that have been acclaimed and will be coming back. So Counselor Capitania, congratulations, and Counselor Deputy Reeve Mins, congratulations. I would also like to extend that congratulations to our town of Athabasca for the counselors that have been acclaimed there, and wish all other candidates good luck. We will officially adjourn the meeting at 10:55. Thank you.